Wasn't it fun to learn here today at school at 10:41 at night? I had classes once at like 9 p.m. It was bullshit. And it was after like 3 other classes. The plus was that I had like 2 free days a week at a school that demanded like 40 hours of class a week, which was also bullshit. Don't like that much sports manga. You should read Eye Shield 21. Eye Shield 21 is the sports manga for people who don't care about football. That's my favorite manga. I like it more than One Punch Man. Yeah, the art is so good. Safe zones for everyone and every monster. Monsters on that side. People on that side. Discussion in the middle. Oh, bye, David. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming. I was talking about hot dogs laying on cold tiles. Replace that with a rock. Yes, okay. Your visual explanation makes sense to me. Do I know Aaron Blaze? Do I know Aaron Blaze? Of course I know Aaron Blaze. I'm an animator. I'm a millennial. Aaron Blaze is amazing, and I love listening to him talk. I would listen to Aaron Blaze talk about his adventures around South America forever. He's wonderful. He's just a joy of a human being, and I love him. And he's so good at explaining stuff. Anyone who wants to learn to draw creatures, you check out Aaron Blaze. He's got very affordable classes, accessible to you after a brief Google search. Sorry, you'll have to watch me drink water. It's very dry in Texas. Let's see. I think we're getting to the end of this factoid list. Dodogama is proactively defensive against other large monsters in its area, possibly because it's the smallest large monster in the recess and doesn't want to seem like an easy target. There we go. There we go. And that's perfect, because I can repeat this fact. The developers were surprised the player base loved Dodogama so much and didn't want to hurt it. They wanted it to come off like a mean idiot you wouldn't feel bad beating up. Because he picks a fight with everyone. Everyone ever. You met Aaron once? That's so cool. Aw. I'm glad you could all come here today and make me jealous. just like... No, I'm mostly kidding. That's super cool. Was he nice? Was he a cool dude? I bet he was a cool dude to you. Tell me if he wasn't, but I bet he was cool. He seems like such a nice dude, though. And it's hard to, like, fake nice, you know? Oh, come on, Blender. Why are you doing this? Good boy. I'm just over here trying to get, like, a look at Dodogama from the front. He's such a... He's such a lump. Smile for the folks at home, Lumpy. Here we go. Look at this guy. Look, he's so round. He's a big lumpy bumpy. I do think that the texture on his jaw is super cool, and I think that the color of his scales is beautiful. Can you, shrink down for me, please? Thank you. I didn't super... He's got such an egg face. Egg. You're like, can I offer you an egg in this trying time? And then you hand them a Dodogama. He was cool. Aw, good. Good. That makes me so happy to hear that. It's such a good feeling when the people that you admire are genuinely cool. They're not like people who are lying to you the whole time, like J.K. Rowling. Alright, so you go here. A little like crack egg face. Wait, what am I doing? I'll put a symmetry tool here. I'm not gonna be dumb this time. Clip Studio Paint is my primary software for almost all of my art. I highly recommend it. And it has a handy dandy symmetry tool that you can just place on any canvas. Grab your pen of choice and then it'll just... Yay! Wahoo! Let's go, Sonic. Armin Serrano brought Aaron here. Oh, I should know that name, shouldn't I? I'll look him up right now. I will not be outdone. Oh, this guy. Okay. Wow, these are beautiful. Wish I could draw backgrounds. But like, fuck, man. So hard. Placing things accurately in a 3D space, it's like hard enough with one object. These are lovely. Love his concept art. It's got that real, like, old school 70s sci-fi art flavor. He seems cool. I love that, like, older retro style of 70s art that's, like, long since kind of gone out of fashion. It's due for a comeback soon, I guess. You go here. Your little feet. They got 4 toes. Mm-hmm. 4 toes. I'll put that one there, though. There we go. You are between Fang 2 and 3, so here. That's the perfect expression for a Dodogama. And then the head is in the middle of the jaw. Look at that! It's like a cherry on top. But it's his whole upper skull. It's like if your frontal lobe were an afterthought, that's Dodogama. I even need to put them closer together. Look at that. I need to put it in between Fang, like 2 and 3. Aw, you little gremlin. I'll put it here and I'll just... No, I don't want my model sheet to fight. I'll move this over. Oh, but now I have to turn that off. Wait, no, I have it on a separate layer. No, I don't, because I'm an idiot. That's fine. It's fine. Just turn it on. Okay. Well, that looks scary. I like it better there. It's like a googly eye. Okay. You wish they'd bring back Dodogama in Sunbreak. I guess. His fight is not super interesting. I think his fight is mostly there just to be like an easier fight in the Elder Recess, which is like an endgame sort of stage. I guess they could put him anywhere as long as he needs a slight like he would be good in the... Well, no. The volcano is so volcano-y. Like at the very base of it, I guess. His ecology is sort of like as long as he's near a heat source, it makes sense. But I think it's more that like other monsters might do his fight better than he does. He's just like by the time you get to the Elder's Recess in Monster Hunter World, like you know what you're doing as a player. And he's just kind of there to be like something easy to beat up. Because Uragon's kind of hard. Rajang is hard. What's there? Tigrex? Tigrex, I guess, is post-game. All the Elder Dragons are hard. And he's just like a Jagras. I don't drink a lot, but I thought it would be fun. But this is like a little too strong for me. So excuse me if I start to say like Dodogama. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, that's cute though. Okay, that view's done. This is a nice little shape here. He's like a little gem. And then I'll do back inside, I guess. When you're doing a model sheet, it's important to have like all the information you have on a certain character, so just like keep things in the middle. It really doesn't matter for here because he's just like a little oh yeah, I didn't make him tall enough. He's just a little aside character. Okay. Ah, shame on me. They're gonna find out I don't know what I'm doing. God damn it. Okay. You know what? I didn't move my line of symmetry. I like how that looks from the front though. Alright, give me a second, guys. Let me fix this disaster. This should be higher up. That should be higher up. That's fine. We'll chalk that up to bad line work. And but I don't want him to have a pinhead. I guess I'll just... But now he's not truly Dodogama, so I guess I'm gonna change this one. I liked how it looked before. Big oof. My Dodogama's head is too tall. Hashtag relatable. Okay. Is that it? We'll do that. Can be blown away by Kushala? I think that's true. I think that is accurate. Might have an illustration of that. As a pet, yeah, I think he's a better pet. He's like a hamster. Just like a mean pet that's super cute, doesn't want to have much to do with you, but they're so cute. Will I continue Cart My Heart? Yes, I will continue Cart My Heart. I am dead serious about Cart My Heart. Cart My Heart started as a project during COVID, when I had a lot of time to be able to like pick up a side project. And then I dove back into the workforce, I got more jobs in the industry, and I couldn't keep it up. I tried really hard, but I couldn't keep it up. And then whenever I got a break and I went back to it, there was a story in place, but I would like overcompensate a little bit and like rush to these story points. And it left it in a super unsatisfying spot, which I'm very sorry about. There has always been like a long story for it with like 5 acts and everything, but I didn't get there. It's being rewritten by a proper writer. My brother is a proper writer. I'm rewriting the script with him, and hopefully this year it will have a proper launch that you can read on Webtoon, Facebook, wherever books are sold. No, I don't think I'm ever gonna release it as a book because I don't have permission from Capcom to use their license. Capcom is not super litigious about fan art, and I don't want to push my luck, right? They're pretty good about letting their community do stuff, and I don't want to like overstep that bound by making money off of it. Like a lot of people recommended I set up a Patreon for it. Can't do that. It is not my intellectual property. It is fan art, and it's not usually considered okay to make money off of someone else's IP without buying a license. I might be able to acquire one from Capcom. I will look into it. My understanding is that they're actually pretty generous, but until then, it is on the sidelines being rewritten. There were lots of characters that never made an appearance in like the 30, maybe 20 or so pages that I put up of it. And it's gonna be like a whole format that you can enjoy, not one page at a time, which I thought was super annoying and not okay. So yeah, there's a whole like arc. There are character arcs for everyone and everything, and I think you guys are really gonna like it. It's just that I was like, okay, I want to relaunch it, but like do it right. And pre-production takes a long time to do these projects right. I want the writing to be better. I want the art to be better. I want to show the story that I had in mind the first time that I never got to do. And I think it's going to be super cool. And then it'll just be up. And if I get a cease and desist from Capcom, it will be called Blart My Heart. Paul Blart Mall Cop. I'll put horns on the chairs or something. But I might try to talk to Capcom and get a license. We'll see. At least permission, right? You know, I don't even know how much a license from them costs, but people are like, you can put your stuff up on Redbubble. There's tons of unlicensed fan art that you could be making money off of, and I'm like, There's so much of it because they probably can't keep up with it all. They're not Nintendo. They don't have 10,000 lawyers at their beck and call. But yeah, I really wanted to work more on Cart My Heart. I couldn't because I had a job. I can now. I'm in a position to like finally come back with it. I had a story for it that I was super passionate and really cared about, and I wanted to be able to do it right. So, TLDR, guess I'm still working on Cart My Heart. And I will be very happy the day I'm finally able to put it up and be like, hey, you can read it. Here's chapter 1. Like, I do lots of kinds of art, but I really love comics, and I loved that comic in particular because Monster Hunter World means like so much to me. So yeah, it's coming back, and it'll be if you liked it the first time, you'll like it way more this time. That's a very daring thing to say, but I believe it because I don't know if it was that good the first time. There are a number of Monster Hunter mangas? Okay, then maybe, yeah, I should look more into a license. Although I imagine with the licensed mangas, like Capcom sought out someone to make that product for them. Because it's easier to find a good manga artist in Japan than here. Let's see. You put the muzzle. What does Dodogama from the side look like? Blender, I summon thee. X-axis, please. Yeah, he is a lumpy boy. Big ol' rock face. Have you ever wondered what Dodogama looked like from the side? Behold! He looks like this. Don't worry, I won't make a habit of doing voices. I'm sorry. Look at that. Look at how big his jaw is. This is... Look at this underbite. It's like when people have the neck waddle, but it's like his whole personality now. And his tiny little eyes up here, and just... How do you see past this? How do you smell past it? How do you experience the world past a jaw this size? A lot of them feel tenuously connected at best to the manga. That's like a lot of IP mangas are like, did you play the game? They seem to just like... I've read some mangas where it seemed like the creator was allowed to do whatever they wanted. Like Dragalia Lost was a very strange manga where it was just like, oh, this is someone's incest fetish. Wow, they paid for this. Wow. That was strange. In the Ocarina of Time manga that I love, they implied that Link was already falling in love with Sheik before they knew that it was Zelda. And that's fine. But I'm sure a lot of people didn't expect that. You know, a lot of manga in general are sort of like, they feel like they're not connected to even like the anime that they're promoting, or vice versa. Like, do I have any Scried fans in the chat? Any Kazuma or Ryuho stans in here? If you read the manga, in what ways was it similar to the anime? Cite your sources. The manga's very strange compared to the anime. It made me very uncomfortable to read it as a child in Barnes & Noble. There maybe should have been a plastic on those things. Or even like Wolf's Rain. The Wolf's Rain manga is totally different from the anime. And I think they were maybe being developed at the same time. I'm actually not sure. I don't want to spread misinformation, but I remember reading an excerpt from the artist who did the manga, and they were like, I was so surprised when I saw that Kiba had black hair when they showed me a sketch from the anime, and it's like they had you working on it, but you didn't know what the characters looked like. So I assume it was like very early in production that the manga was being pumped out. Let me look here. Oh, there's been lots of chats. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to stop and read. Aaron Blaze, Absolute Unit. Dodogama. The Cart My Heart thing. Oh no, there haven't been that many. I just can't read. It's hard to imagine Dodogama getting very hungry. He should always be full and relaxed. I mean, his food source is rocks, so it feels like it should be a pretty plentiful resource, right? Right? Like, do we have any Zelda fans in the audience here tonight? Raise your hand, shout hot! Like the Gorons eat rocks, and then in Ocarina of Time they're like, we can't get in the cave, we can't eat the rocks, and it's like there's rocks everywhere. But maybe they need special rocks. I don't know. I don't follow the rock diet mantra. That's on me. It's on me for judging. I'll give you a little belly. I'll give you more belly. You can have more belly. Not past the arms, though. Got the weird lizard twisty feet that look like they're painful to live with. The Gorons were so weird. Yeah, I assume they just needed special rocks. You know, they needed like certain minerals in their metaconglomerates that kept them going. Because, you know, it can't be that the race was starving because they just didn't want to eat what was in the fridge, right? That is not a compelling story engine for anything, for any game. And that can't be what was. So maybe it was a mistranslation. Maybe they have to be hot in order for them to eat the rocks. I don't know. But it can't be as simple as what we were told. Like, there's no way. Daruni is a stand-up guy. He wouldn't let that happen. I don't need to change that eye. That's... My boyfriend, who has never played a Zelda game, was watching me play it, and he was like, they look like pinto beans. And I was like, oh my god, they are beans now. The Gorons are pinto beans. That is what they are forever. They do look like that. He's got a little stripy tail. That's a little long. You look a little long for the front sketch, buddy. I think we're gonna mush this more. And that, I gave you a huge tail there. You really shoot yourself on the foot when you try to like drink while you draw. Because your powers of observation and your motor skills are just like, well, I'm calling it a night. See you tomorrow. Lump here. And then he's got like a lumpy... We'll just call it a slope. There. Yes, that's definitely what he looks like. Does Dodogama have ears? I want to know. I don't think he has ears. But he must hear. I don't see them. Surely a creature like this would be able to hear. So I guess I just can't see them, or they're in his mouth. Find yourself a partner the way Dodogama looks at rocks. He has ear holes? I don't see any. I don't see any on his 3D model here. I'll screen cap it for you. Maybe they're just not in an ear place. How do I zoom in a little bit? I thought he had ear holes too, but now I feel like I'm getting Mandela affected. Yeah, do you see any ears? Do you see ears on this guy? His eyes are closed, but they are there. All the 3D models always default to having their eyes closed. You know what? We can help him. We can help him out. We can improve his ears. We can... This is for you, Dodogama. For all the people who believe in you. A lot of people don't know this about me, but I live for trolling. Hell yeah. Now we can hear. This guy is now equipped to listen to Shara Ishvalda's mixtape all night. Amazing. Can I get a blend up in here? Thank you. This is exactly where they go. This is what Capcom intended. They just forgot. Don't worry, I got you guys. I got you, Capcom. They were overwhelmed. It's fine, I understand. I've worked in game development, I get it. Things like this, the really important things, sometimes they fall through the cracks. That's why I'm here. He's gonna hear Legiona screaming from 1,000,000 miles away. Overlay. We'll make it a slightly blushing ear, because he's like, thanks guys. Thanks for remembering. Yeah, I'll put a little bit of light coming through it. Awesome. Should we give him an earring though? Nah. Why would a Dodogama have jewelry? That's ridiculous. We'll give him a defined earlobe though. Like, why not? And combine. Blend, please. Amazing. Yes. A perfect monster. That's really funny. Well, it makes me laugh. Okay, I'm gonna save that for later. Okay, I have my basic model sheet. I'm gonna make this boy roll. How about a new one? Because I don't want him to be very big. I'm actually animating him for an animated teaser for Cart My Heart. And I don't want him to be that big. What can we do with 800 by 800? Keep ourselves in a square so we don't go like way out of bounds. And I'll take my little baby model sheet with me. Don't need any more of these. This is what he looks like now. Everyone say hello to Borf Norfkin, yay. Borf. Guides. Sketch. I'll take both. Fuse them just for this. Shrink. Wow, that's a lot of extra data. I wonder why. Just so you guys know, when you use like painting and photo editing software like this and you have stuff that goes way outside the canvas, if you don't need it anymore, you know, Control-Alt, Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and then delete the other one. Because it actually does take up memory in your CPU to process stuff that is not there or does not fit. Okay, now how to do this? I'm just gonna rough sketch it, and I'm gonna have a guide that is a circle because he's very circular. That is too thick of a line width. That'll do it. Move it to the middle. Name it guide. Color it red. One sec. Okay, you people in the chat, if you're still here, quick question. Have any of you ever played a Capcom game called EX Troopers? I have the art book here. I have been studying the art for a long time now. This is like the art that I want to emulate for future projects. It's upside down, but I couldn't tell. It has super cool art. I'm just gonna take off the little book cover here. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's a game that never came to the US, which is where I am. It has just the coolest manga-inspired art style, and from the footage I've seen of it, makes it look like a really fun game that we never got. So I'm just curious if anyone played it. It is like a manga-inspired third-person shooter where you shoot monsters that kind of look like Phantasy Star, Aliens, EX Troopers. It's super beautiful with its concept art, and I look at it all the time for inspiration. I was just wondering, because you guys are Monster Hunter fans, and it's a Capcom game. Yeah, it does sound like your kind of game. I bet you would have loved it, because it was like one of those glorious niche titles that like did whatever it wanted, right? It's like it's not a modern day committee game that sucks so much. Yeah. I was watching a video today about how like Ubisoft was mad about Elden Ring's success because they were like, that's not how you design games. We design games the right way. There's a right way to design them and you didn't do it, so you don't deserve to have success. And it's just like, bro, imagine telling on yourself like that. Gross. I miss when the committee wasn't so involved with making games. Because now people they just want to clone XYZ and put every feature in a game, whether it belongs or not. Okay. I want my little sketch of the guy rolling. Come here. This should be a super simple animation. I'm going to make the canvas a little bit bigger just so I can fit more references on it. Nothing to be upset about. Whoops. Okay, what is what? Your sketch. Okay, thank you. I'll put you here. Do I need to make it longer? I will. I'll make it a little bit bigger. No matter what I draw, the canvas always gets bigger. Layer 1 is nothing. You will be deleted. You go here. You are the circle. You can go under the animation. Sketch copy can go here. Okay. Great. A proper messed up setup. Who's here? Okay. Thank you guys for like staying out so late. And if it's early, thank you for coming during working hours. I think I'm just gonna have him be rolling flat on. Purple. I don't animate with purple. Thank you. And we're gonna need the timeline window. This chunk. I've never animated something rolling, so this will be fun. We're gonna do 24 frames per second. You gamers, you 60 FPS purists, don't be triggered. This is usually how it works. Guide, where did you go? You're not in the animation older. Get out of there. Okay. Number 1, show yourself. We'll call you Ruffs. Ruffs spelled correctly. And we'll make you blue. 1 p.m. Yeah. Wow, I miss 1 p.m. It was a good time. I think it was anyway. Let's see. You know, a smart person would have just started with the center. Can we still do that? Can we still be friends about this? Okay. Move you up a little bit. And I'm gonna round that out. Looks cuter when it's round. Round things are cute. Oh, but that's too tall. Shouldn't be taller than, well, about there. And I'll draw him hugging himself because that's cute. With his little fat arms. That is cute. It's maybe too long. Yeah, that's the poke arm that we want. I'm checking out all your time zones. Bo, don't lick your feet. Don't do that. 2 a.m. 2 a.m. You can go to bed. I didn't know the time zone was that big. .976 FPX works as well. Do you work in VFX? That's cool. That's awesome. My understanding is that 24 FPS works in just about any kind of situation unless you're doing particular kinds of effects, like I think James Cameron found when he was doing 3D for Avatar 2 that frame rates lower than 48 created problems in parallaxing. Which I do believe, because parallaxing is something that depends a lot on looking perfect, right? You don't want to see things like moving in layers like one at a time, sort of. But I don't know. James Cameron is also he seems like a perfectionist, right? But I would defer to him on being the expert in parallaxing and 3D, also that. Like, I've never made a 3D movie or a 3D game. Sounds hard. I don't think his knees would come up that high. I think we can just like do something sloppy like that. I'll just do that with this. Eight people. That is so cool. That is so cool that like people came out tonight. I'm really grateful, guys. Thank you so much. I'm glad I don't have a second can of that stuff, because otherwise I'd be like, you guys are my best friends. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm definitely like that kind of drinker who's just like, you guys are so awesome. That's like not how I want to introduce myself to the streaming world. Is the person who like cries on stream. Let's see. How do I make this guy look more inflated as a ball? Perhaps like using this part? Maybe that'll do it. It's a very sharp edge for a balloon. That doesn't look right either. It's kind of tricky. I was hoping to just be able to draw a circle. I guess we'll keep him like this. How do I draw his eyes so that they look perfectly stupid like a Dodogama? I think it might be the roundness of them. That looks pretty stupid, right? That might be it. Nailed it. Do you think people would be upset to find out it's not a real Dodogama? Or do you think they would be like, that's definitely Dodogama? We'll see, I guess. He's definitely got like a head lump there, so I don't want to make him totally round. I guess I'll just round him out with the tail curled around. Oops. He looks like a Pokemon. Yeah. My boyfriend is playing Violet right now. And as someone who grew up with Pokemon, let me tell you how disappointed I am in the quality of the games nowadays. Holy moly. 'Cause you see like clickbait that's like, you know, I made Pokemon better in Blender in 5 minutes. And people are like, no, the devs work really hard. And then you look at footage from the game and you're like, I can do better than this in Blender in 5 minutes. And there's no way to defend it. If you work in the industry, you know that they could have made a better game. And it's like, this was not a time issue. It's not a money issue. They just didn't put out for better quality. They just didn't, you know. They knew when they put it out, so it's just like, it's so hard to be excited about it. And if you know the history of Game Freak, you know that they were actually never good at coding games. The first game, Red and Blue, had to be fixed by, Miyamoto himself. Shigeru Miyamoto was like, I think we can make this game. We're not gonna make it about just bugs, and I see that you're struggling with the programming, so I will step in and help you. Soul Silver and, not Soul Silver, but Silver and Gold, right? They were gonna be pushed back like an additional 2 years or something because the coding was so bad. And the president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, I don't know if he was president at the time, but he was like, we can either like start from scratch and get it done in 6 months, or we can start over and get it done in 2 years. And he himself, like on weekends, was helping to code this game so it would be ready for launch in 6 months. Like, from the very start, they have not been good at coding games. They are still not good at coding games. They seem to not understand what is important in a 3D game. Which is just like, I get it. They got away with 2D for so long, and they didn't push to keep it later on. Like, I get it. I super get it. But, ugh. Oh boy, Violet is rough. The game feels sticky. It is a game that feels sticky. When you pick up the controller and you handle it, it feels like a sticky maple syrupy game. It is not fun to play. It is not fun to handle. And that is like the basic thing that a game should get right. Just feeling good when you move the stick and you move the character around. And it's so funny because when my boyfriend like started like the very first few minutes of the game, I was like, why is your character moving like that? And he was like, I think they move like that because they coded the movement for the motorcycle. So the human moves like a motorcycle. And they do. They move like they like lean in when they're just making like slight turns. And it's like, if you love this game, I don't want to shit on it, but it's an objective fact that they could have done better. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the game or anything like that, but it's disappointing because they have the money to make it better. They have the money to make it way better. Like the best game you've ever played. And instead you're getting maple syrup on your table, and then you put your elbow in it. And then it's like, yeah, you eat your pancakes, but instead of giving you like a great big stack, they give you like one pancake. And they're like, here's the pancakes you wanted. And it's like, I could have had more pancakes. You've got like 28 chefs in the back, or at least you're capable of hiring 28 chefs in the back. So disappointing. I don't know how I got here on this tangent. The quality was terrible since Sword and Shield. Arguably, the quality has never been super great. It's hard. It's hard to say. I think, like, Crystal, right? Crystal was very high quality because it was like, oh, I have the Game Boy Color game, and there's colors, and the Pokemon move when they come out. And that was pure polish. They didn't have to do that. That was cool, right? That was super awesome. I'm gonna make this way fewer frames. Let's do 12. And then what was after? Was it Black and White or was it Diamond and Pearl? Black and White had very good writing, I've heard. I did not get that far. And then Diamond and Pearl seemed to have like a tonal issue. They were very strange right off the bat in their tone. They didn't feel like cute, right? We're not doing that. That's wonky. Where's my onion skin? Yeah, Diamond and Pearl. X and Y is my favorite. X is my favorite Pokemon game. But there are strange things about it. You know? The villain, I don't feel is very compelling. There is a Pokemon War subplot that seems to not go anywhere other than to be a message. I don't know if the Pokemon in that game are well balanced or not. I feel like the challenge was fine. especially for a Pokemon game which caters to a very casual audience. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And I really liked the feel of Kalos. I loved the fashion that was available to the player. I liked the characters. I didn't like Lysander, but I did like Diantha. I love Professor Sycamore. I love the fact that you had multiple friends instead of just one friend and then like an angry rival. Although I do wish they would bring the angry rival back. I don't know what it is with modern media and not letting villains be villains. It's like you're not allowed to be shitty in anything, even though the world is populated with many shitty people. Yeah, you would be a little bit bumpy here. We'll try that. But I really liked it. That was my favorite one. That is a significant game for me because it came out. I'm gonna look up when the year it came out. There's only 7 of you here, so you know, I don't feel like I'm being that personal, divulging all this. Pokemon X. My brother had Y, I had X because I thought the deer was cool. 2013. Okay, in 2013, I was extremely mentally ill. I was so sick. And one of the ways I kept myself out of trouble was to play 3DS games, because that was the only console that I had at the time. And I was on a lot of medication, and I wouldn't be able to sleep, so I would just play games on the 3DS. And I beat that game primarily with my starter, which I chose Fennekin, so it was Delphox by the end. And I named him Seymour, after Seymour from FF10, because he looked like a disaster. Wearing a shower curtain with his big mage robe, right? Oh, that's too much rotation. You go here. He would be a big old lumpy thing. And Dedenne, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Pikachu of the Kalos region. And I loved it. I had such a great time. And because I needed medication to sleep, but I had such bad insomnia that a lot of the time, even though I was on so much medication to sleep, it just wouldn't work. And just to keep myself from wandering outside in a drunken state, I would just play 3DS games. I beat the game high out of my mind. And I had a parade. When you beat the Elite Four in that game, you get a parade. But during the parade, I fell asleep. And then later on, I told my brother, I was like, I finally beat it, but I missed the parade. So I'm gonna beat it tonight so that I can see my parade. And my brother was like, oh, Beth, you only get one parade. I was like, no! And I really wanted to be able to have my Pokemon parade, so I started over because I wanted my damn parade. And then when I started over, suddenly the game was like way harder, and I don't know if it's because I was sober and noticed, which is a terrible thought, or what I think is more likely was that my Pokemon had way worse IVs than before. So it was just more challenging. Because, you know, if you're under the influence, playing games is usually more difficult. And you notice if you're not winning, even if you're out of your mind high, right? Oops. Did I put that there? I didn't mean to. So yeah, my second playthrough, I was like, yo, this game is hard. What in the heck? It was so easy the first time. So I basically played that game again on a higher difficulty. and I got my parade. Just in case you wanted to know. It was very difficult to get it, but I did. So I played that game twice, which is a testament to how much I enjoyed it. But there were several games that I played on the 3DS when I was heavily medicated. Oh, that wouldn't... Yeah, that would just flip out. One of them was Fire Emblem Awakening, I think. The one with Chrom is Awakening, right? Do we have Fire Emblem fans in the chat tonight? You know what? I'll just have him leaping in the air. It would push him up a little bit. We'll say that. And then come back down? Maybe? Maybe we can have him have a little skip. How does it work? How does it look? Oh, it's very too fast. The frame rate is 24, that's why. Okay. Go back. You know what? That's good enough for now. That's pretty cute. You can't get X and Y to work on your emulator? Oh no! I love X and Y. I like that environment. I like Kalos. I like Professor Sycamore. I like all the characters. The villain's just weird. Probably other people like Black and White. I imagine Black and White has a more compelling villain and story engine in it. Let me look up who that is. I know that in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, the villain is basically like PETA. And I know that Black and White has cool ancient dragons. Getsis. Who is Getsis? I don't know this guy. I know very little about this man. I know very little about Black and White, so I don't want to speak out of turn. But I know that people say that this has the best written story, and I have no reason to disbelieve them. You go easier on Pokemon. Well, Pokemon has a separate parent company that's not Nintendo. All that stuff is so fuzzy, you know, because when something goes wrong, they can blame one another. Oops, I keep pausing my own stream. I have friends who work at the Pokemon company, and they are, like, hardcore. They work on the TCG, and, you know, I can't say anything about it, mostly because they don't tell me anything about it, because they're smart with their NDAs. But they work their ass off, making sure that they put out quality. You know, people don't want to be like, the problem is Game Freak, because they have Nintendo breathing down their neck, but Game Freak has never been good at developing games. I'm sorry. They're like a studio that's kind of too small, I think, for that IP to be handling it, and because the games sell on such a small budget, I think that, like, they rationalize being like, well, you know, the last one only cost this much amount of money, so make another one for that amount of money. But then, like, Violet and Scarlet seem to have different, like, engines in them. It like, is for movement and stuff like that, so it's like, are you recoding the whole game every time you make it? Like, what is up? It's so strange, and I don't know that other studios have the same problem, so I'm sort of like, I think that Game Freak may either be unable or unwilling to get the help that they need to make these games as good as they could. Because Nintendo makes quality games. Nintendo's in-house staff is like some of the best people in the world. So I don't think it's on Nintendo. But someone is responsible for this. I just don't know who. And then it's a very it's the Japanese thing not to blame anyone, right? It's like we're not gonna name names. We're just gonna be like, hope you like it. The Japanese teams like never name any name that did anything out of order, right? The Westerners are blamers. Let's see. At least that's how I understand the situation to be. I'm sure there's a ton of more stuff I don't know. But it's strange. Alright, is one back here? Oh, we traveled. We went around the globe. Which means that we need to get... I ignored my onion skin like a genius. Okay. We're gonna move you over a little bit. Gonna move everything to the right. My favorite game. I play it every... We don't even need you. We just need number 1. 15 can go. 15 is redundant. Move you over. We can move you forward a little bit. How does that look? Let's see. Ah! There he goes! Whoop. I could probably do this easier with like a camera rotation movement, but I want him to be able to like lump in the dirt, you know, because he's got that big stupid jaw. It's not like perfect like a clock hand. What time is it? Oh my god, it's almost midnight. Has it almost been 3 hours? It's cute as fuck. Yay! Yay! Wahoo! I'm very happy to hear you found it cute. Let's try it without the circle. Guides are annoying to look at, right? Move you here so the lovely people at home can see. We don't need so many guides, and yay, there he goes! Maybe I can have him like mash back into the dirt and fall on his face after the jaw lump. What frame is that? What frame are you, 10? 9? 9. 9 is the culprit. Maybe lift you up a little more. That's a coming back down. And then you. Okay, where's the guide? I need the guide back, sorry. Maybe if we come here. Rectangle tool, I summon thee. Smush you down a little bit. Out to the side. I hope that works with the... Maybe not. It might be too much. Now there's like a little bounce to it. Just like a little bit. Yay! A little bounce. Yay! Alright. Something happened. This is a great opportunity to share another Dodogama fact. Let's see. I must have more. I have so many. I didn't say them all. Next fact. Dodogama's actual intelligence is unknown. It seems to engage in behaviors that suggest a good deal of complexity, brain power, and awareness. No more than like a dog or a cat, I guess? Originally, the Elder's Recess was going to be just elder dragons and extremely powerful monsters. Concept art shows lots of elders and the odd a cantor. We were cheated out of a cantor? What? I didn't know that. I should have read this beforehand. But the developers decided it wouldn't feel like a natural ecosystem like that, so they wanted some lower level and mid level guys in there, hence Dodogama, Uragon, and Lavasia. I can't snap with gloves on. I didn't know we were gonna get a Cantor. That would have been lit. Everyone loves a Cantor. I don't know anything about a Cantor. I've seen pictures of him. Every time I draw anything and I'm like, post your favorite monster in the comments down below, everyone says a Cantor. And I don't even know what game he's from, but people love him. So I guess he's lit. Next fact. Dodogama is the only non-predatory fanged wyvern known. I didn't know that either. Last fact. Because it's midnight coming up. Dodogama's feet and toes are shaped to gain purchase through suction on hard rock to overcome the friction of dragging its body against it without slipping. He has feet designed to walk where he lives. That was the TLDR of that last fact. What an incredible fact to end the night on. The fact that he has feet for walking where he lives. I'm glad you could all be here too. What an earth-shattering discovery. Alright. I think I said rough animation in the thumbnail for this stream. I'm gonna close it at midnight so I can go to sleep. But we did it. We did the rough animation. What is this? What is this nasty line that is all over this? I don't like it. It's like some kind of like art, like just accident line that worked its way into the copy of everything. One of my stray drunk lines. Yeah, huh, there you are. Coming up. Aha! Begone. Is that it, or is there one on number 1? Yay! I'm gonna make him squish a little bit more. On what is this, frame 9? Yeah, so it makes like a week. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm sorry for attempting to make a sound effect. My bad. My bad, ears of the listeners. Okay. Now go away. He could probably be a little bouncier on. Smush it on frame 10. And we'll make him a little taller on frame 8. Tall and skinny. As much as a Dodogama can be. No. I'm feeling it less than. Okay, you get to be squishier too. No rotation. My bad. And you didn't even try. Go more up in the air. Be a little more of this. We have to make that impact frame even mushier. This is fine because he's a silly character. You know? It's not like I'm like, no, Zenogre has to keep all of his. He has to look solid. It's like it's no, it's a tiny Frogogama. Actually, if the impact is 9, 10 should be squishier even. Okay, this might start to look a little bit Looney Tunes, but we'll try it. Hmm. Nah, that looks gnarly. Take me back. Take me back in time. You know what? I can work out the details of Borf Norfkin's squash and stretch on the next stream. This is not like a high priority case. I think that guide is messing up. Alright, for now it's gonna be this. Just, next time we'll line him up, we'll color him, and that'll be fun. And then he'll be part of the animated teaser for Cart My Heart 2023. Which has music made by a very talented artist named Sabine, who very gracefully gave me permission to use her music, and I'm super excited to be able to do it. It'll be like a mini music video, and that'll be super cool to have up. And this guy is just like a little music cue to come in rolling across the screen. Um, but yeah, now the clock is about to strike midnight where I am. I had a full day. Thank you guys so much for dropping by, and listening to my drunken ramblings. I'm super thankful that you guys came. Um, and I would love if people like ask me more questions next time so that I can fill this dead air. I just realized that the music went away. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice. Wow, there it is. Okay. My bad. Okay, I'll put up a post-it note or something for next time. Thank you guys so much for coming. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. Thank you. And send me feedback if you have suggestions because I'm trying to make these better and better each time. Um, I added face cam today. If you hate my face and you don't want to see it again, let me know. Um, you probably won't, but yeah, thank you for tolerating it. Um, have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Good night, guys.